Hey there, hey y'all. Hi, I'm early. I'm a minute early. I'm prepared today. I'm over prepared. I feel on fire. Okay. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna make any jokes. I'll leave it at that. But I will, since I am prepared, I'm gonna fire up some music. I broke out my phone today and everything. I feel like that might be a little loud. Ooh, maybe. So I got some retro video game jams. And if you bear with me for just a second, we're going to go live on Instagram. Hey, so hopefully everybody on Instagram is taking a peek also. Dig this music. Wait, what is this one? Oh my gosh, I feel like I know this. Oh, I'm so excited. So anyway, I'm here tonight, Thursday night. It's our Steam engine. This is where I try to lure more people into design, engineering, STEM, STEAM, all the stuff that goes along with that, except math. Nobody likes to talk about math, and so girls don't think it's sexy. People look at me like I've got four heads and 8 eyes when I try to talk about math. Today I actually saw a math joke and I giggled once I figured it out, and I realized I'll just quit now because nobody's gonna believe me. But while I'm here, and hopefully everybody's on Instagram seeing this. Hi, I'm a minute into my pitch for Instagram. Come on over to Twitch. If you have a Twitch account or a Twitch profile, go to We Lift and Shift on Twitch, because we have 4 minutes. Our streaming rebroadcast software gives us 4 minutes on Instagram, so I'm just going to talk to you a couple minutes until the 4 minutes runs out. And if you want to see the actual content today, jump in on Twitch. I was actually starting to code a page on our website so that you can see this stuff without Twitch accounts and things, because I feel like that's important also. But a lot of times the things I do here don't fit into a Zoom workshop, or they kind of share things that don't apply to a Zoom workshop. They don't apply to something we have on a schedule yet. So today's one of those things. We have these design contests, and you can find them on our website. I do my best to encourage people to try designing things. Use your brain. It's not very complicated. That's what the workshops are for. You can jump in. I can show you how to use Tinkercad. I can show you how to use software. I can show you that this stuff isn't hard. But the design contests are there for veterans, for families. You can try your hand at graphic design, which is a monthly deal that's just not going away. Is my music still too loud? I feel like it's still too loud. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I'm really fired up about it. This looks like Castlevania. It says Castlevania. Was that theme song? I'm not buying it. I don't believe him one bit. But I don't know. It could be. It's been a while since I played Castlevania. I was like 9 or something. Anyway, so I've got like a minute left. But this last month we had submissions for design contests, and I'm going to go over the 3D modeling design contest because it was a really cool one for me. It wasn't one where I said, hey, design, something that exists, but personalize it. This for me was, if you have 3 or USB cables and they're just cluttering up your desk, design something to organize them. Design something to keep them out of your face, out of your hair, out of the way. And that's just kind of how I left it. And I was so excited to see what came out of it. We had one submission. So I'm here talking about it. I'm going to keep talking. My finger's broken. I broke it. That's my trigger finger. Haha. I consider the bad guys unlucky for that reason, because it's broken. It's like automatic. But anyway, so I'm watching myself on the screen, so it makes me chuckle to see my finger. But I think we're running out of my 4 minutes on Instagram, so come on over to Twitch, please, to see this model and what I'm going to do behind the scenes to kind of check it out and approve it. There's no voting because there's only one submission. My nose itches. But yeah, join me. Come on in for the fun. I'm gonna. If the stream is still going, I'm just gonna migrate back to my corner seat here. Take up my screen. Here we go. We'll get some of the windows out of the way. I have several windows. I've got Oh, I'm down to like 3 windows open now. Okay, cool. All right. Maybe I can manage that. So I've already done the background steps, things I'm doing here. We have a form on our website. You have to zip the file and upload it. It's a JotForm. It's just their server saves space that way. It's a requirement, and I haven't really built anything custom for us yet because I'm lazy. Let's just call me lazy. Let's not get into all the other stuff I do. Let's just call me lazy. I'm cool with that. And okay, so this music here is DuckTales. I've never played DuckTales. I am confident in saying that I never ever played DuckTales. I played Duck Hunt. Yeah, Duck Hunt. That was the bomb back in the day. You get the little gun, and you track them, and the dog laughs at you. I dig it. But yeah. So back to before I got distracted by the music. So we have these design contests. We had one challenge, or one submission. I've downloaded from the submission platform, and I'm gonna drop it into Tinkercad, because that's where I'm gonna work. That's where I'm gonna look at the model. That's where I hear everybody say, like, you know, let's do this. Let's migrate over to Fusion. Let's do some cool stuff. I use Tinkercad to give everybody background on how to manipulate objects, how to get started in 3D printing. So that's where I'm going to go to open these things, because if you happen to be that veteran who submitted this and you want to see, you know, what I'm doing on the other end, I don't want to confuse anyone. I want to keep everything on the same platform. So you're probably going to maybe get bored of Tinkercad after a while. I do. I want to do like cooler stuff, and sometimes it's just not possible in Tinkercad. But for now, we're just going to stick with it. How's that sound? I see viewers, so feel free to ask me questions in the chat. But I'm going to pop open my browser. Poof. Look at that. I did it. I did the overlay. So this is my Tinkercad profile. And like I said, I have last month's submission. So I'm just going to create a new design. And from here, I'm going to import. Then I'm going to drag and drop a file in. And what you can't see right now is that I'm going to my downloads. I'm opening my model that I've downloaded. And I'm going to drag and I'm going to try dragging and dropping it in. And give me just 1 second while I juggle with Windows. Literally juggling Windows, because I can't see on my screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, gotcha. So I'm going to drop in this model right here. Ooh, snap. I see it. There it is right there. So this was a model, and interesting. So let's take a peek at it. It's large, and it seems to be one part. So what I'm going to do is, what game is this? For anybody sneaking up on me for this, I have on a retro game soundtrack, and this one is not familiar to me. Castlevania was playing earlier, that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna switch my views here very quickly for a minute. If you are ready for this. Oh, there we go. I did that, but it looks like odd sized. Did I butcher this? There we go. How's that? And I'm gonna move that up a little bit. I feel like that's off still. Okay, well you can see it. You got it. A clear view of the workspace, the work plane. I like to zoom out to 75% because I don't like moving this back and forth. I like to have, you know, the toolbox on the side, and it drives me nuts to have everything shifting around like that. So I'm going to take a peek at this. So I imported this file, and I have one part. I'm assuming that there is a second part to this. It just did not make it into the file. But what we're going to do is in the meantime then, I will chase down the submitter and give him a chance to share this week, and maybe we'll come back and revisit the complete design. But you can see this looks like some kind of tray. I'm gonna take some assumptions based on the design and say that the function of this object was to control, corral, wrangle, whatever words you want to use to organize chords on your desktop or around your computer, something like that. So when I click on this, I can see the size. First of all, the size is 180 by 180, which is cool because that will fit in my printer without any manipulation or anything else. I don't really have to do any modification to that. And then we look at this space here. There are these grooves and slots on the sides, on all four sides of this object. So they clearly serve a function. I'm not sure if this is a top or a bottom part of a larger assembly, or if they are meant to actually do something here. This is interesting because I could see this working. I could literally see this working even if it's not part of an assembly. There are these pins on the corners. If we do this number and look in at the pins on these corners, I could see this part working as a way to organize USB cords. If you were to, for example, put a USB cord like loop through here, through this groove, and then pull it up like you tie your shoes in a bow almost. Like put the loop through there and then connect it. I'm going to use this box right here. So if you were to I'm going to use the box as like my pointer so you can see it. But if you were to slip a loop of a USB wire through here and then bring it over and clip it or put it over here, then all of a sudden you have all these extra pins everywhere. You could technically put four USB wires through here, and that makes 16 connections you could pin down basically to this one box, which I find interesting. I feel like there's a bigger purpose to this, so I'm not gonna pick it apart or make any other assumptions. But what I will say is that this also looks very, very, very easy to print for me personally because it's flat on the bottom. This is something I've kind of preached in some of my workshops, that 3D printing involves squeezing out basically a bunch of plastic so that you can stick it down to a platform. It's like a fancy hot glue gun. So the idea that I need a flat surface to stick this down on works very well here, and that's a plus. I don't have to do any modification to this. We wouldn't have to join any kind of design session or follow up to modify any of this. And I dig it. I think these grooves are fairly easy to print. These grooves look like they are, if I set this block here and drag this across, these grooves are 36 millimeters wide, and it looks like possibly about 10 millimeters deep right there. Excuse me. So that doesn't seem to be terribly complicated to print. I think my printer would not struggle with that. Worst case, I may have to put a small pin in the middle here, and if I delete my part here, it's possible I would need a possible, and I don't think my printer would have this issue. But if I could not print it as is, I feel confident in the fact that I would stick a small block like that inside to give it some stability for this gap right there, to make sure it prints. But I don't really see that as an issue. That's just something I'm looking at right now as we're talking through this. What else do I see about this? I could see it flipping over and be just as effective. If I'm going to use my imagination here for a minute, if I could flip this over 180 degrees like that, all of a sudden we get a different view of the function, and a different set of ideas pops into my head. The same thing that the the USB cords could slip through this groove, and they could, be captured around these now not pins sticking up, but legs sticking down, and then all of a sudden you have an extra workspace where all the wires are concealed underneath of it. And I think that is super cool. I think that's, if this were part of a second contraption or second a top to an assembly, that might work. This may also work all by itself, just like this, and that would be a very cool part to have a stable platform so that you could route your cables and cords around. If we do it this way, then all of a sudden, wow, everything changes. These grooves here on the side, they may not even be for USB cords, all of them. They may just, like this one is very, very long compared to some of the other ones. This could be to plug in other parts. Maybe this designer had ideas for other parts to snap in here. Maybe this is not going to be a solely USB cord container type thing. I'm losing my words and my thoughts and things, but perhaps this is part of a bigger plan. Perhaps this snaps into other parts that make this, I don't know, a photography bed. Maybe they have baseball cards or something they put on eBay, and they want to take pictures of them as their products and things. I'm just guessing. I'm making assumptions, and that's part of the fun part about this. That these designs, I have no idea what the end use is. So on my end, I don't like to change anything. I don't like to modify anything. I try very hard to keep the original design because I don't know what the intended purpose is, other than it will keep USB wires untangled. So this is just another aspect of the design process, and the design output is that this object, this device, this model, this basically a 3D model, could have so many other like purposes or functions. It could be part of a modular system for all I know. It could be waiting for other parts. It could be, I don't know, it could be a piggy bank. You could be slipping pennies in there and shooting them, I don't know, back and forth with a pen. It could be part of a game. There are so many different things that could be like multi-purpose out of an object. So when these challenges pop up, I don't like to change them. But I'm going to say this part will get printed over the weekend, and I may chase down the original submitter and find out if there was supposed to be a second part in the model, or maybe it uploaded odd. Maybe I had issues there. Maybe it saved into a zip file odd. Just giving a fair shot. Since this was the submission, this was obviously the winner. There was only one submission, and it looks like it's supposed to be part of another, like a larger assembly. So that will probably happen behind the scenes. And the part I honestly I dig it. I think it's fun. This is my passion is not specific to engineering, but I love seeing people's designs and people's creativity. I think that's the most fascinating part for me in this whole process, is that I can ask people to come up with a way to organize your USB cables, and people show up with all kinds of different things that I never would have thought of, because our brains are different, and the little chemicals and electrons and neurons and axions and things that connect all the pieces together just do different stuff for different people. I find it extremely fascinating. It plays into so many things, like your word choice versus my word choice, how you solve a math problem when you get into never mind, we're not going to talk about math. I know it's not sexy, it's nerd stuff, but people solve problems all kinds of different ways. If you do advanced math, you will see everybody, when you show your work, people will show different work and get the same answer, and I find that really incredible. But the same thing applies to designing objects, products, everything else. Our design team fascinates me when they come up with different ways to piece together parts, make things that go, whether it's a catapult, whether it's a piece of code, and any of the above. So I think I'm gonna wrap up this design session here. This kind of behind the scenes spot. I'm not gonna go into Cura is the slicer that I use. I usually drop this into Cura. Maybe I will. No, not right this minute. What I will do. This is Metroid, by the way. So my music choice has landed on Metroid. That one I do recognize. I do remember. I've binged many of Metroid as a middle schooler, high schooler. I don't want to give my age away, but I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm going to go to our website. Just type in weliftandshift.org. You can search for Lift and Shift Foundation. Here's our fancy website. I want, just to wander over while I'm here to show that this is where veterans can sign up. If you have not signed up with us, you can obviously join us, and if you are a veteran or you are a fan of veterans, you can go there. Where these design contests happen are in our resources. So our resources for veterans this month, you can follow along with our current events. And this is July. This would be July's page. We have some things going on. I'll be sending out some emails in the next week or so, because we have an expanded program for our Lift and Shift Learning Series, and some other benefits and things that have popped up as people want to help support veterans. So here's the design contest. Here's where you can find design contests. Here's also where you can find a link to Twitch if you happen to forget, or you don't know, or you realize it's 8 p.m. on a Thursday and I'm here. These are the workshops for the rest of the month for us. Digital art basics and a Tinkercad modeling. You can sign up for these, and you usually get an email the day of. And I try to do these on Zoom so we can reach anybody, anywhere. No stress to show up. You can bring your families. You can make it a family event. These things are not meant to be strictly, veteran only, and you must attend. And I need to see you here with, homework and all this other stuff. It's no stress, no struggle. It's there. It's a resource for veterans. And same thing, just like these contests, this month now through July is a tie clip. Design your own tie clip. If you have a tie and you know what a tie clip is, try to design one. Make it a family, just like it says right here. You can make it a family project. I know school is out. I know as a parent, sometimes it's hard to get people to do things. Here's my tip. We just had Father's Day a few weeks ago. If you want to guilt your kids into pitching in, just tell them you wanted a better Father's Day present. I know I'm terrible, but that might be the only way I get my kids to join in. But anyway, you could set your Father's Day present on fire and cause a big scene, and then say, well, sorry, but we can make a tie clip together. Or you could challenge your kids if you wanted to actually be a real a better parent than me. You could say you're gonna make a tie clip, but it would be cool if your kids did it, and maybe they could do it better. I mean there's a bunch of different ways to get family participation, and that goes along with this t-shirt graphic design contest too. It can definitely be a family event. There is no limit. It doesn't have to be a veteran themed shirt. It can be any theme. And these things happen every month. They are not going away anytime soon. It is our way of reaching out to veterans in the community and building your confidence, showing you that this is not just a space where veteran or engineers work. This is the biggest thing I can share with other people, and I'm gonna ditch my webpage here, and I'm gonna shrink things back down. I'm going to get away from Twitch because we're close to wrapping up. I'm not going to stick around too long. Ooh, a Mario. Is this a Mario? Yep, I see it. I don't know which Mario. It's not Mario Kart, by the way, but it's a I don't know, Super Mario World looks like maybe. Anyway, so in fact, I'm just gonna ditch the browser and everything else right now, because these challenges and these design contests and things are really meant to show or reinforce the fact that you don't need a fancy degree, you don't need to feel intimidated, you don't need to put in long hours of math like I did in the school. But seriously, oh my gosh, I like it's this the thunderstorms. If you're in New York City today, there are trains flooded out, subways flooded out, all kinds of stuff, and it's kind of, I don't know, maybe freaking me out a little bit. But back to the point. Ooh, Mega Man. I think I'm distracted by the music too. This was a really good soundtrack for me. I'm gonna turn it down a little. Anyway, so these contests are really part of the outreach of, you know, that we can reach people in their homes and bring this stuff to you and give you a purpose. Say, hey, look, you pitch into these workshops, jump in. They're not hard, and you know, if you have fun with it, submit a design, do it. And I encourage all of it. Everybody who's been a part of it will probably agree that I like to do what I can to encourage the process, and I will continue to do this as long as I can. So on that note, I'm gonna close out a little early so I can start some 3D printing and maybe turn off my music. Yeah, we will. We'll turn off. We'll close on Mega Man. But I want to do a little more coding. I want to work on some of the other benefits that we have going on this month, because it really has been a crazy month at the Lift and Shift Foundation, and we're about to start offering more passes, more free year of access to Masterclass for new people joining the Lift and Shift Learning Series. That there's a bit of restructuring, and we have found some ways to help veterans cut costs, which is a big deal to me, because it was in the pandemic that I learned just how many veterans and service members are using food stamps. SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, the food stamps program. I was actually shocked to find out that Amazon accepts food stamps, and that people are struggling and use their food stamps on Amazon. I forget exactly where I learned that, but once I saw that, I've been kind of dwelling on it as a nonprofit founder, as a veteran myself, and a parent. You know, we all see those struggles. We've all been there. I remember my first LES in basic training was for $700 for the month. So yeah, I definitely get it. I understand, and you know, I'm very grateful that we can try to help not just veterans, but other people with healthcare costs, because that's a crazy thing that is spiraling out of control, and we can't really do much because we're not like a political organization. We're a 501c3, so we can't write policy, but we can create some partnerships and do some cool things like Masterclass and help for medications and prescriptions and things. And Spark Fun hopefully will be continuing to work with us as I get back into growing our Lift and Shift Learning Series, and our robots and Battle of the Bots shows back up this fall in person. We're hoping to find I'm not going to call it an online platform. I'm going to call it a web interface so that everybody else can join us. Because it's cool to be here in New York. There's millions and millions of people. Excuse me. But ideally, we'd like to bring this everywhere to everyone, because it's just the way we give back to the next generation of service members and veterans and things like that. And that's the way I was treated by Vietnam veterans and World War II veterans myself. That's the way they kind of taught me when I came home from Iraq. I'm happy to return the favor and carry that torch. Okay, that's it. Soapbox done. You saw this last month's winning 3D model. If you stuck around long enough, you saw where to sign up to submit a model and to join workshops. And I think next week we may see this object in real physical tangible space. If there's a printed model, I would love to share it here again and show the before and after, what ended up happening. This is the part where I like to reveal behind the scenes what doesn't fit in an hour of Zoom, what doesn't fit in a 90-person group trying to chat through stuff. So on that note, I ran out of music. I did not run out of motivation, but it is 8:30 local time, and I've been at this for a bit. I'm gonna take the opportunity to disappear. Go to our webpage, dig out that stuff, follow along on, I think Instagram is probably the best place to see some of the like sporadic random stuff that comes off this 3D printer here. It's actually in my apartment. I do a lot of 3D printing, not just for the foundation. It's like a personal thing for me. I have a couple of side gigs that rely on me producing everything from sports equipment to medical research devices. So I share them with the foundation when I can. Okay. Don't do anything I do. Hope you enjoyed your holiday. Let's get back to work. I will see you next week. I'm going to look at the camera for a change.